Hello Stampers, this is super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wisconsin, USA. Thanks for joining us in our 12 Days of Christmas Facebook group. It's a group where we're releasing one video demonstration a day for 12 days, just a little fun little gift from us to you. So I'm going to be demonstrating this card during my video, so let's get started. My base is Cherry Cobbler. And I'm focusing on the sweet little Stockings suite. So I have a piece of designer series paper and it measures 4 inches by 5 inches, or if you're in metric, 9.5 by 14.5 centimeters. So you just want a little bit of the cherry cobbler peeking out. Okay, and then my next layer on the outside, put this right here so we can see it, is this pine bough old olive piece. This is from the Wintry 3D package. There's another embossing folder in this package, and it is a snowflake. All right, so that's the next layer, but you can see I custom cut around the flag shape. So from the Stockings dies, there is this flag shape, and it's got a little stitching around it. So cut that out on cherry cobbler. And then what I did was I attached that down. I'm gonna grab my liquid glue because that's the best glue to use when you're trying to attach layers that have got embossing on them. And I'm just gonna move it over there. And let me look here. Let me look in the inside what I did. Oh, here's the inside. All right, so what I did was put it up to the top. And then I grab my paper snips. You can also cut this down on your paper trimmer, but I just did a custom mat around the flag. And then what was left, this piece that I'm cutting off, I put on the inside because I like to use up my scraps. I don't like to add to my scrap pile if I don't have to. So grab my liquid glue again. And secure that down. Now the old olive piece is cut to size to fit that embossing folder. And it measured 3 1/4 by 5.5 inches. You can see I'm gonna have to cut a little bit off. Or you can, if you're in metric, 8.2 by 14 centimeters. And if you're in metric, if you wanna make it as long as the embossing folder, that works as well too. There, just need to cut that off. Okay, now our next layer is, let me see what I can get off my workstation here. Let's do some stamping. So I'm going to move in my paper piercing mat and bring in some of my ink pads. So I'm going to use the Early Espresso ink pad, and we're going to do a kitty face instead of a puppy dog face. So kitty face on there. And then the real red, or not the real red, the cherry cobbler is going to be my next layer. Our next ink pad. So usually just the weight of the block is all you need to ink up your photopolymer stamps. So there's that. And then we've got a little Santa hat that I'm going to stamp on a scrap. And instead of the pine sprigs, we're going to do candy cane. And then the inside, Santa Paws is coming to town. It's on this piece. And try to get that straight. There we go. And then the little X's. A little bit of stitching. Oh, I did pretty good. All right, so I think I am done with the ink pads. All right, done with the paper piercing mat. And I can attach this to the inside. I like to assemble as I work because there's less pieces on the workstation then for me to figure out where all they go. Okay, just like that. Now flip that shut. Let's see what we got to add to the outside. You've got a stocking there. Now it is wider than the one I cut. And I think I actually want to cut some more off of there. Because I want to be able to see more of the pattern paper. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to grab my liquid glue again. It's the best adhesive to use when you're layering embossed pieces together. All right, now the rest of these items will have to be put through my mini cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So we've got our mini cut and emboss machine. And my sandwich is the plate number 1, the clear cutting mat, and then, let's see, the kitty cat, and where are the rest of the pieces? The Santa hat. And then I'm going to do this larger piece of tree branch. And then a clear cutting mat on top. Try to make sure that the dies don't shift. And then just get it started. And out pops on this end, kitty cat, Santa hat, and that piece of pine. And then what I have left to do is the stocking and the candy cane. And I probably could have rolled them all through in one go, but I would have needed to have cut this stocking down a little bit in order to do that. Now we currently don't have a magnetic plate, so I'm just trying to take care not to shift those dies as I layer that sandwich, that top cutting pad on top, and get it started rolling through the machine. And then let's figure out what we need to assemble up here. So those little holes are for you to put your little, take your pick tool through and pop out that die. Those are just chads that'll go in the waste can. All right, so we got our little stocking. We're doing a kitty cat, Santa hat. We're going to do that sprig of old olive greenery with the candy cane. All right, so the kitty cat, we're going to pop up with some dimensionals. 2 mini ones should be good, one behind each cheek. And then stocking, kitty cat, die shape. Oh, we're going to pop up the Santa hat too. Let's do 2, because I need to nestle the greenery sprig and the candy cane. Let's do this one straight. Like that. Oh, right like that. All right, and the candy cane, I think we're going to have up, and the sprig like at the, what is that, the 2 o'clock position, 1 o'clock position, sprig will be kind of like that. So for those 2, I'll just grab a tiny bit of the liquid glue. Smear that around. And tuck that just like that. All right, now let me look in the inside. I think I decorated the inside up a little bit. Yep. So I've got some of those sprigs, and I have some of those already die cut and stamped. So just use a little bit of the liquid glue behind there. So that's an old olive. That one's kind of going up. And then the stamped one is going to go down. Oops, I don't want to cover up the exclamation point. There we go. All right. So you got actually 3 choices of animals in that stamp set. So there's a dog, there's a kitty cat, and there's a gerbil or a hamster. All right, and then I'm going to bring my catalogs in and show you where I got the products from, just in case you have them on your shelves and don't know it. And this is where, so that you can, so I can help you create some cards if you've got stuff already in your stash. So most of the supplies are from the Sweet Stockings suite on page 30 and 31. Oh, and I forgot my decorative matte dots were way off in the corner. So let's get those on my card right there. So I have 5 decorative matte dots there. And we could do the red, but I still like the green. And they are ombre, so they're not all the same exact color. So I'm going to mix up the dots, so it's not evident that I'm going in a line from lighter to darker. There, that looks complete. If you are mailing this card, I suggest you flip it around and mail it that way. That way it's a uniform thickness in your envelope. All right, and then I did want to point out in the annual catalog where I got the embossing folder from, because it might be, oh, you might have overlooked it. It's the Wintry 3D in the bottom corner on page 155. So you get that pine one, but you also get one that has snowflake swirls. All right, thanks for watching today. I hope you're enjoying our 12 days of Christmas. I am day 6. So you've got up to day 12 to look forward to. Make sure you check back each day for a new Facebook Live demonstration or a YouTube video demonstration. And we'll stamp with you soon. Bye.